when most people talk about CPA, they generally do refer to the US CPA, which is the Chartered Accounting of US. That being said, CPA, Certified Public Accountant, is a term that applies to many different countries from US to Canada, Australia, Singapore and more. So when people are generally further asking beyond the US CPA, from India they want to land up going to Canada and they want to study the Canadian CA, which is called CPA in Canada. So in this video we're going to talk about the difference between the US CPA and the Canada CPA. So the first point is the basic intro, right? US CPA, the body is called AICPA, American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, and they are the CA of US. The Canadian CPA body is called CPAB, the Certified Public Accountability Board, and that's the Canadian CPA body. So the US CPA is a very popular qualification worldwide, and it's applicable across the world from US, of course, to countries like India, as well as many other countries because of the fact that the CPA is from US. Canadian CPA, on the other hand, is while very popular in Canada, of course, and if your objective or aim is to eventually land up settling in Canada, because by the way, if you guys don't know this, the Canadian government is really opening its arms to a lot of immigrants who are in the field of accounts. So that's why a lot of Indians want to land up going to Canada. So Canadian CPA is great for those who want to settle in Canada. However, that being said, its scope outside of Canada is practically limited. Now, second bit is the eligibility. So US CPA, the eligibility is quite complex, but to keep it short and simple, you need to have, for all people studying from India, you need to complete your bachelor's, your BCom or something like that, which is for 3 years, plus you need to have some form of either NCOM or MBA, or you should have cleared some levels of chartered accounting. That's when you are eligible for studying for US CPA from some states. Okay. If you would like still a detailed understanding of the eligibility, please click the link below for US CPA eligibility video. For CPA Canada, the eligibility is that you need 4 years of bachelor's degree in accounting, which is not really practical in India. So what others do is, you can actually complete your, let's say, US CPA, because there's an agreement between Canada and US for their CPA. If you're a US CPA, you can get the license to Canadian CPA instantly without giving any other exam or having any other eligibility criteria. Similarly, for other qualifications like ACCA used to have an MRA and they're still in the process of a new one, where again, you've completed your ACCA, you can directly become a Canadian CPA. So there are other ways to become a CPA from Canada. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the studying aspect. So for US CPA, again we made detailed videos on this, guys. Please do go and have a look at the individual ones if you all want. But simply put, US CPA has 4 exams. That's it. You can appear for each of these 4 exams comfortably once every 3 months and finish the entire qualification in a year, or it can take lesser or longer depending on you. But that's it, 4 exams and you're done. Plus you can give each of these CPA exams of US in India, which is relatively new. Earlier you had to go to the US or you had to go to UAE to appear for these exams, but now you can appear for all of them in India, completed in less than a year or a year max. And the advantage of US CPA is if you complete it, you can also, with one exam, you become a US CPA, plus you can apply for a CPA Canada license and also procure that. So that's how CPA US works. Coming to CPA Canada, it's broken down into 6 modules. Right? There are 2 core modules, 2 electives, and then 2 capstone projects. The overall time it can take you will be ranging anywhere from 2 to 3 years, and you cannot give the exams at least here in India, you'll have to go to Canada. So between the 2, right, it just makes much more sense if you want to eventually go to Canada to complete your US CPA and then shift to CPA Canada. You'll get the same output with one effort of studying any of these exams, which is US CPA, you get 2 qualifications. So that's where it comes to the academic aspect for CPA US and CPA Canada. The next thing is the job opportunities and the scope. The US CPA, as always, has tremendous scope, not only in the US where you can go and practice, but across the world as well as in India. In India, companies like the Big Four and a lot of US companies, Amazon, Apple, different companies from different countries like Maersk, for example, all of these also hire CPAs. The Canadian CPA has very limited scope, at least in India. The best chance of making use of your Canadian CPA is to go to Canada. So only when you're absolutely crystal clear that you want to land up in Canada, you should pursue CPA Canada, and that also you can pursue through US CPA. Otherwise, the best option, if you're not sure, if you're open, if you don't mind staying in India or US or Canada or even Europe for that matter, you should go for options such as Indian CA or ACCA or US CPA, and then eventually migrate towards Canadian CPA. Lastly, the cost structure. Right? So simply put, guys, you can complete US CPA on an average between 3 to 3.5 lakhs, start to end. This includes your exam fees, your training, the study material, the registration, etc. etc. Whereas for CPA Canada, the fee structure can go a little higher. It can range anywhere between 5 to 7 lakhs because it also includes you landing up going to Canada to give these exams. So all in all, guys, as a summary, I would suggest that if you're not sure about what to study, take a broader qualification, as I was mentioning, whether it's Indian CA, US CPA or qualifications like ACCA, and then take that easy step into becoming a Canadian CPA only when you land up deciding you want to go to Canada. Before that, if you've decided you want to still go to Canada, it still makes more sense to pursue these other qualifications which you can give from India, which are slightly in terms of time, you can save time and clear these exams, and cost-wise they're better, and then obtain your CPA Canada license. Because I see almost zero reason for anybody to start with CPA Canada unless it's more flexible or more convenient than the other options that you have. So I hope this helps you guys. If you all have not subscribed to the channel, then please do that, and if you'd like us to make any other video, then leave it in the comments. We'll be sure to help you all out.